top 5 would be Tupac, Nas, Kanye West, Eminem, and Outkast. My number 6 would be Rakim. Hey guys, the Black Critic Guy here with the first review of 2015, and that is on the film Top 5. Now the movie Top 5 centers around Andre Allen, a former stand-up comedian and now a waning movie star who just doesn't want to do funny movies anymore and wants to be taken seriously as an actor to show his true potential. And as he's going around promoting his new film, he is forced to do this interview with this one girl from the Times. And it basically follows these two characters as the girl asks Andre questions about his career, the highs, the lows, and his lost passion for comedy. Now I've been really looking forward to seeing this film for quite some time now, and for many reasons. First off, it was written, directed, and stars Chris Rock, one of my all-time favorite comedians whose stand-ups are not only hysterical, but also thought-provoking. He's one of the few comedians that is able to balance having social commentary in his stand-up while also making you laugh your ass off. The second reason is that the film's premise and story look to be a personal look into Chris Rock's career, almost like a semi-autobiography by the man. You cannot deny the obvious parallel of this film's story to Chris Rock's career. I mean, for God's sakes, his character is a former stand-up comedian, just like he was, who transitioned into making films, just like he did, and starred in these 3 big blockbuster films where he voiced a talking bear, almost similar to how he starred in a blockbuster film where he voiced a zebra. The parallels are so blatant and in your face, you cannot deny them. Of course, there are many exaggerations here and there, but mainly this is the story of Chris Rock's career. And lastly, the cast, which was a huge driving force to convince me to go see this film. I mean, he casted almost every known black comedian or black comedic actor in this film. And when you combine all those 3 elements together, you got a really enjoyable film that I really liked watching. I especially liked the story of the film, as I mentioned previously, about a comedian who's lost his drive and passion for comedy, something that is totally believable and extremely relatable. I mean, if you've been doing the same thing over and over and over for 30 some odd years, you kind of grow tired of it and you want to try something different and new. I mean, I'll be honest, I've only been doing YouTube for about 4 to 5 years, but even sometimes I grow tired of doing it. Imagine doing it for 30 years, man. At some point, that passion and drive that you had before will slowly start to wane and you just don't feel like doing it anymore. And that's why I really related to the story and to the character of Andre Allen. I really related to him, and I gotta give it up to Chris Rock. He really went out of his way to tell this really semi-personal story about how maybe he's not really into comedy anymore. But not only is the film's story intriguing and relatable, but the film as a whole is freaking hysterical. Especially the last 30 minutes of the film, I was laughing my ass off continuously until the very end. Especially after seeing this one scene in the film that just had me dying in laughter. It is without a doubt the funniest scene I have seen in a movie since the ending of 22 Jump Street. That scene... Not only were these scenes hilarious, but many of them felt down to earth. Especially the scene where Andre spends time with his family and they're just talking about their top 5 favorite rappers. I felt like that scene was very natural. Like, I've had conversations with my family similar to the one in Top 5. And kind of riding off of that, the comedic performances were solid in this film, and I felt genuine chemistry between all of the actors. Like, I felt like they all were friends, they all were buddies, and I'm pretty sure they are, and they just all really clicked with each other. The jokes landed for the most part, and I just felt like everybody was having fun with their roles. And for the first time ever, I cannot believe that I'm actually going to say this because I never thought this would ever happen, but JB Smoove did not annoy me in this film. In fact, his character fit the film quite well, and he was actually very funny in the film. I know, very shocking, because I normally find JB Smoove repulsive and just outright annoying, but I can't help it. His character was really likable, really entertaining, and his whole running joke where he's very into thick girls, I liked it. It was really funny. And I, for one, really liked the relationship between Andre Allen and Sandra Brown. I felt like they really connected, they really clicked, and their banter was so entertaining. But with all the good comes the bad, and this film did have many problems with it. The first and biggest problem with this film, and this is on a technical level, was the cinematography. I mean, it was just terrible. Whoever was the director of photography does not know how to properly frame a shot. Like, he would just be moving the camera sporadically, trying to show everybody's face, and sometimes it would be very blurry, or the lighting would be bad. I mean, this guy does not know how to frame a shot. Like, he must be a first-time cinematographer, a first-time DP, whatever you want to call it, but he did a really piss poor job. And continuing off the technical problems that I had with this film, the lighting of the film was also really bad. Like, this guy does not know how to properly light a scene, does not know how to properly light a set, and does not know how to properly light characters. Like, there would be scenes where the light in the background is so bright that it would darken everything in the foreground. You cannot really discern what the character looks like in the scene, or it just looks so dark and ugly looking. I mean, I hate to sound pretentious, guys, but this is filmmaking 101. You need to learn how to properly light a scene, because lighting can either make or break a scene in your movie. And in this film, it definitely detracted from the experience. Another problem that I had with this film was, sadly, Cedric the Entertainer. I felt like he was trying way too hard in this film to come off as funny, and yeah, some of his scenes were funny, but that's not because of what he was saying. It was more or less what his character had to do in some scenes that was quite disturbing that it was funny. But other than that, he just felt like he was trying too hard to make you laugh, and that whole southern accent of his, it didn't work for me. And the last issue that I had with this film was the lack of further exploration into not only Andre Allen's entire career, but also more on his personal life. I mean, after all, the film is centered around this girl interviewing Allen personally about his entire career and his personal life, yet we only really get to learn about his bottom, a little bit about his personal life and how he's addicted to drinking alcohol and stuff. You get some exposition in the beginning that explains how he was voted the top comedian in the country, and he did all these movies called Hammy the Bear, but you never get to learn about his early life. What made him get into comedy? What made him choose to be a stand-up comedian? What made him choose to do Hammy 1, 2, and 3? All those stuff aren't really explored. How did he meet Gabrielle Union's character in the film? You know, things that would help us grow to understand and learn more about this person, this character. It just felt like a wasted opportunity. But even with all those problems, I still thoroughly enjoyed watching Top 5. It's a solid film with a good story, and it made me laugh my ass off. And if a comedy film can make you laugh your ass off, I think it succeeded in its purpose. And that's why I'm going to give Top 5 a 4 out of 5 stars. I think that it is definitely worth watching, especially if you're a fan of Chris Rock. And a new addition to my reviews, I'm also going to try to recommend movies that are very similar to the film that I just reviewed. And a film that I would recommend that is very similar to Top 5 is a movie called Funny People, which is also a self-reflection about a comedian who's lost his drive and passion for comedy and kind of sold out. And it stars Adam Sandler, and I think it's one of his best performances. I would really recommend you guys go check it out. But anyway, what did you guys think about this film if you have seen it? Did you really like it and thought it was really funny? Or did you find it really boring and dull and you just couldn't get into it? And let me know, what is your favorite Chris Rock movie? And also, who is your top 5 favorite rappers if you're into rap? Comment below and let me know. And stay tuned for all the incredible videos that will be coming your way, especially my first anime review tomorrow. And if you would like to see more excellent videos on this channel and be a part of the Black Critic crew, please hit that subscribe button below. Like this video if you really enjoyed it. And I'm Tony Watt II, the Black Critic Guy. Till then, peace, YouTube.